Hey, what's going on, YouTubers? This is John Landry, the audiophile pragmatist. So it's been a long time since I made a video. I was called back into the service by the Air Force, not as active duty, but they were looking for people with clearances. So I went. I got called back in. I got tempted back in. Anyway, so after seeing how screwed up the Air Force is, I'm back out. So um, you got any questions? Just ask. I'll be happy to share. Anyway, so we're looking here at some stuff that I repaired. Right, we have right in the center here, more center. So I have some M&K speakers that I've kind of made a conglomeration of M&K speakers and put them together into like more of a full range, more floor spanning speaker instead of the typical bookshelf speaker. And I've coupled them with a subwoofer, which is not M&K, because if anybody knows M&K subwoofers, they're like unobtainium. Even the used ones, they want like $1,000 for, and the new ones are a couple $1,000. So I about as good, right? Is this not Snell? I'm sorry. It is a Canton made in Germany woofer, which I've coupled with those. We'll listen to those one day. Promise. I promise. We will do that because it's very interesting. There's a lot of mid-range vocal impact there that's very entertaining to listen to. But what I want to do today is put my so I've recently purchased these and tweaked them and kind of dialed them in, because at first I really hated them. And it's amazing to say that I would hate a speaker that cost $4,000, over $4,000 when it was new. And these are the Revel Performa 30s. They are bird's eye maple. It doesn't show up on this crappy video that I'm taking. If I got closer and took a picture, it would be great, I'm sure. But let me dial it back down, see if it gets better. Anyway, that's what we're looking at. My sound room here didn't get really any better. They have a nice bird's eye maple look to them from the side, but it's not showing up here. I'm not getting up to show you. But one of them, I just listened to the whooper cover fell off because I had so much bass going through it. But they just kind of fit in there with pressure, so it's no big deal. And so Revel Performa 30s, and at first I didn't like them at all, because they have aluminum woofers, which I don't care about aluminum woofers, but aluminum mid-range and aluminum tweeters, and it sounded like aluminum, right? And I just don't do that, right? So I love Martin Logan's the panel speakers, electrostatic panel speakers, which have the most natural mid-range vocal sound that I've ever heard, still to this day. These M&Ks with the SES made in Denmark woofers and tweeters, they're very natural sounding as well. But I have found with some kinds of music and some amplifiers that these Revels perform extremely well and have attributes that can't be mimicked by some other speakers. And one thing is complete, utter transparency in the mid-range. I mean, just painfully, utterly, painfully true in the mid-range. And it shows up the flaws, I think, in my, well, for one, digital audio, and two, my Peachtree Nova. I think my Peachtree Nova has reached its limit here with the Revels, because what I've been reading about them is they require an excellent system. And I might be at just like the the bleeding edge here of not being able to appreciate Revels appropriately. Um, so there's the Revel. So the Peachtree Nova 300 is an excellent piece of equipment, but it is not top of the line. It is middle, right? So they cost $2,400, something like that, 2,200, somewhere in that neighborhood, right? And it's all in one unit. It's got a DAC, so you just plug your phone into it or whatever you got, right? Whatever you're using, USB, or it doesn't have Bluetooth, so you can't do Bluetooth. They don't. That Bluetooth is no. You can't fix Bluetooth. It's bad. It's bad. So as far as audiophile is concerned, but so they can take the pure digital output of the phone and then bypass the phone's DAC and then use the DAC in the Peachtree, and you get good. And that's true for anything plug into it. You plug a TV into it, you can do YouTube, and then it's going to do the best it can with what's being delivered, right? So that's the short on that. So the Revel Performa 30s. So first of all, let's do a look around the room, right? So not much has changed. Still got my single-ended tube amp for a reference that I use. And I did hook up the Revels to the single-ended tube amp. And yes, some of the graininess in the mid-range, not really graininess, but some of the detail got pulled out and they got a little more mellow. I don't know that it was a good thing. So you may like it better, the Revels being operated on a tube amp, but there just was not enough impact. I think for me that the Revels really shine when you want to pump out some music, really pop it out. You want to really just like put some volume out, right? And the Revels really, I think, shine right there, and that's their forte, is when you want to play, whatever, it's a Bon Jovi or whatever, at 100 decibels or better, right? And I think that's their forte. That doesn't. So an 18-watt tube amp's not going to do it. I did try it, and yes, they were less grainy, but I'm already getting ahead of myself. I still have, and I've not finished the project. I know, I'm sorry. So I got this dipole set of speakers here. It's a kit speaker from Madison Sound, a kit speaker company. And I'm really, every time I look at them, I'm dying to get it going, right? I got everything I need, right? I got the 10-channel power amplifier. I got the 10-channel active crossover. I got everything I need, but I just have not put the pieces together and just done it. And then I got something to compare it with. Look at that, almost like identical, right? So yeah, over here. So that is the Mirage. It's a bipole speaker, not a dipole. It's got, what I mean by that is it's got speakers on both sides. I think we talked about this already. Tweeter, mid-range on the back side too. And a woofer, it's got two woofers inside that push-pull. This one looks ugly because I'm getting ready to refinish all that stuff that kind of dilapidated over years. Anyway, so that's what I do. Let's move on. So I got DCM time frames, I got DCM time windows. The time windows over here are going to be interesting. Those are going to be great. I've listened to them already. They're fantastic to listen to. And I think I'm going to make them pretty. And it's going to be an interesting project, but down the road a bit. So with that said, I've talked enough. Let's listen to something on the the Revel F30s. And what I'm going to do is right away, I'm going to play something that you're going to be turned off by. And that's because I want to, I want to put it up to you because I listen to this song on some other speakers. For instance, the ones right next to it, the M&Ks, the kind of conglomerate M&Ks I built with the SEAS woofers and tweeters, and I love it. I love this song. But with these speakers, I don't love this song. And you can be the judge. I think it is because the song isn't that well recorded, and it's hidden by speakers that don't reveal it, right? The Revels. So they reveal everything, right? So I'm going to play this first for just a bit, and then I'm going to go to some other stuff. I'm going to play at least 3 or 4 songs, so hang with me, all right? So here we have Forever Amen by Stephanie Getzinger. So anyway, this is religious music. Some of the religious music that I listen to is some of the most well recorded and well done stuff, as you can imagine. But here we go. So first song coming up.
Let me hear the sound of your voice, and I will leave it all behind. Let me hear the sound of your voice, and I'll come running. There's something in the sound of your voice that speaks to every part of me. When I hear the sound of your voice, I'm alive. I was made to love you. It's all I really know for sure. All I am is wrapped up in you, the center of my world. And I was made to love you, from my beginning to my end. And you'll be my forever, my forever, amen. Let me hear the sound of your voice, and I will leave it all behind. Let me hear the sound of your voice, and I'll come running. There's something in the sound of your voice that speaks to every part of me. And when I hear the sound of your voice, I'm alive. Oh, I was made to.
Okay, so that is a song where I found them to be the least attractive. You might have thought that, hey, that sounded phenomenal, right? But I know something different because I've listened to that song on probably 30 different pairs of speakers, and to me it was somewhat irritating. Irritating is not the right word. It was cold. Yes, that's the word I'm looking for. A bit cold, right? But that's fine, because you can fix that. There's some controls in the back to turn down the treble, and you can play with it, or you can play with placement or room treatments. And so my room is flat as it can get, and so here's a little trick. So if you clap your hands in your room and you got an echo, then your room is wrong for audio, right? So let me put my camera down here for a minute, and let me clap my hands in the room and let you experience what it is, all right? So there is almost, it's not dead per se, but there is certainly no echo, and the room is about 16 by 24. It's a room over the garage, and it's a large room. But I have lots of treatments around, so I have, as you can see, treatments there, here, and various other places right there. So it is relatively dead. And if you clap your hands in your room and it rings, or when your music's loud, it kind of grates on you, even though you know you have a good system, it's your room. Your room is 30% of what you should be spending on your sound. And that's a well-recognized factor there. So let me look for some more music to play here. Let's play something with some hit to it, which I think these speakers do extremely well. But before that, let me play this song. So Bruce Robinson, give him credit. Bruce Robinson, and this is the song Traveling Soldier. It was also done by, I shouldn't even give him credit, the Dixie Chicks, who I don't like anymore for some reasons. But so Bruce does a better rendition of the Traveling Soldier, and I like to play that for you. I don't think you'll find any of the graininess or the grittiness or forwardness. What did I say? I said it was, I don't remember. Anyway, so preferable here.
2 days past 18, he was waiting for the bus in his army green. Sat down in a booth, a cafe there, gave his order to a girl with a bow in her hair. He's a little shy, but she gave him a smile. He said, would you mind sitting down for a while and talking to me? I'm feeling a little low. She said, I'm off in an hour and I know where we can go. So they went down and they sat on the pier. He said, I bet you got a boyfriend, but I don't care. I got no one to send a letter to. Would you mind if I send one back here to you? I cried, I'm never gonna hold the hand of another guy. Too young for him, they told her, waiting for the love of the traveling soldier. Our love will never end, waiting for the soldier to come back again. Never more to be alone when the letter says the soldier's coming home. Where the letters came from an army camp in California, then Vietnam. He told her of his heart, how it might be love, and all of the things he was so scared of. He said, when it's getting kinda rough over here, I think of that day sitting down at the pier, and I close my eyes and see your pretty smile. Don't worry, but I won't be able to write for a while. I'm never gonna hold the hand of another guy. Too young for him, they told her, waiting for the love of a traveling soldier. Our love will never end, waiting for the soldier to come back again. Never more to be alone when the letter says the soldier's coming home.
Yeah, that's a really nice rendition of that song. Love it, love it. Now listen to it over and over again. Love that guy. So Bruce Robinson, the Traveling Soldier. Yep. Oh, sorry. Went away. And finally, we're going to play a song with some serious impact to it. For you rockers, I haven't forgotten you because I'm one of them. Yeah, brother. Yeah, brother. I ride a Harley. So let's do this. I'm thinking, what are you thinking? I don't know. Hey, let's do some Foreigner. Remember? That was my high school days. So, yeah, it's great. Love it. So, yeah, the rock and roll is definitely phenomenal here. What I want to do is I'm going to pump this thing up to 300 watts and I'm going to give it to you. I apologize if it breaks if it breaks the digital interface here from my iPad to your or my camera to your whatever you're listening to, but I'm going to put it up and do it.
I've always listened to your point of view. My ways are cartoon men. You have always been a patient man, but my patience has reached its end. You tell me you're leaving, you tell me goodbye. You say you might send a letter. Well, honey, don't telephone, 'cause I won't be alone. I need someone to make me feel better. Good morning, good day. Won't you see things my way? Good morning, can't you see what your love has done to me? Good morning, good day. Won't you see things my way? Good morning, can't you see what your love has done to me? Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning,
Okay. So, my neighbors are pissed, but that was rocking. I mean, these speakers will rock. So, no question about that. They are not a Martin Logan in that respect, as Martin Logans don't rock. And don't yell at me if you're a Martin Logan fan because I've had a bunch of them in here. They do not do this. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, so I'm going to end this video and I'm going to say that pick your music for the Revel F30s. Pick your music, pick your electronics. Got to be kind of Class D stuff. It's got to be good Class D. or AB, right? So kind of a mellow AB stuff. They'll do great with it. Tube amp stuff, big tube amps, be great. Um, cheaper Class D stuff. Of course, Class A, talk about big money there, solid state, krill and whatnot. But I'm sure they'd be great with that. But watch it on the Class Ds, and certainly not a home theater amplifier. Oh my God, no, that would be horrid. Do not do that. Do not buy a Denon home theater amplifier and a pair of 30 speakers and think you're going to get great sound. It's going to be horrid. So I should make that demo someday. So I should hook up like a Yamaha or a Denon or a Pioneer home theater amplifier to an excellent pair of speakers, and crank it up and let you see how horrid it can be. So anyway, you got to match them. You got to make sense with this stuff, right? Anyway, so hey, by the way, these speakers did not do well with a single silver wire, which I normally use is a silver 18 gauge wire connection to the back, and then I bridge over the so they're biampable, right? So you have to bridge from the treble to the bass with the cables that are supplied. They didn't do well. They did worse like that. So I took the silver off and I put regular copper bi-wires from like AudioQuest, I think. So copper bi-wiring by-wire, not by-amplifying, by-wires. So they have one input on your amplifier. So your amplifier has one cable going out here, one cable going over here, but they have two outputs, right? So a plus, not a plus, but a high and a low, right? So a treble and a bass, So you get these speakers worked better with that, and I have not seen that to the degree before. But again, these are revealing Revel speakers, right? So they did better with copper bi-wire than it did with silver singles, and quite honestly, I can't afford to build a pair of. Well, I guess I could, but I don't want to afford to build a pair of silver bi-wires, because we're talking silver right now. It's $25 an ounce, and you got to build a pair of cables out of it. You're going to be looking at $1,000 for bi-wires. So anyway, but they did better with the copper. So that being said, copper bi-wire. This is a great speaker. It's not great with all music. It shows imperfections, right? So there you go. So John, the audiophile pragmatist, and I'm out for now. Thanks. Bye.